removeArrayPart. Let's do this one. It's going to be the last one we're going to do today. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we'll find out. Remove a part of a given array between given zero-based indices L and R inclusive. Okay, so we want to remove a part of the array that's between these two indices. So for example, we've got this array over here, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we want to remove the part going from the inclusive indices 2 to 4. Okay, so index 2 would be where element 2 is as well. That'd be 3, that'd be 4. Oh, well, that's nice of them to make the elements the same as the indices. So we want to remove that part of it. What's left? 2, 3, and 5. Okay, cool. Now keep in mind, it's not always going to be the same as the actual elements in there. It's the indices that we're talking about. Okay, so let's do this. So you guys are probably getting sick of doing it this way, but let's just say new array is going to be this new array. It's the thing that we're going to be returning at the end of this. And we'll just say for let I be assigned the value 0, I is less than input array, I plus plus. If I is less than L, or if I is greater than R, then we'll say new array dot push the element itself. So input array at I. Okay, so let's try that. And it didn't work. So why not? We were saying if I is less than L, we're saying if I is greater than R. Well, isn't that the situation under which we should be doing this? Why are we getting an empty one over here? So I'm using an or, not an and, right? So if I is less than L, well, I is less than L. I would be 0 to begin with. So why isn't it actually pushing that into the new array? I guess we'll find out. So I'll do a console.log. Let's get I, L, and R there, just to find out what's going on behind the scenes. Nothing. Okay, so it's not, oh, hey, I found it. Check it out. So we didn't put the dot length on here. That's a classic rookie mistake. Whew. Okay, good stuff. Well, we were able to find it, so that's good. I'm glad that happened. Teachable moment, right, folks? Okay, so let's try submitting that. We'll see if it's passing all the hidden tests. Hopefully it is. Great, nice stuff. So we'll wait for this guy to fly away, and then we'll close this up. Come on. All right, thanks. So we could, there's another one of those situations. We could put this on one line, but it's kind of gross that way. I don't know. It's a really long line. I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's get back at it. Okay, good. That's the one that was working, right? Okay, good. Let's cut that. We'll reset the code. We'll put this downstairs, and we'll put a 1 in front of it so it's not going to run for future submissions. Okay, so fundamentally, what is it we're trying to do here? We're trying to cut out part of an array. Well, so far we're doing this in a way that involves making a new array. And that's probably not what we want to do, but we'll see. Maybe there are at least more efficient ways of doing that, and then we'll look at other ways we can do this. So I was about to do an array.from, but then I realized probably don't need to do that. We could probably just do like, ooh, check it out. Here's a method we don't get to use that often. We use .map, we use reduce, we've used a lot in the past. I feel like of the three, this is the one we've used the least. Filter. Filter is a great little built-in. So again, it can take a function that has several arguments. It's got, in this case, the element itself and the index of that element. Well, basically, for filter, all we're going to do is we're going to return, in this function, a Boolean. If the Boolean returns true, filter will keep that element in the array. If the Boolean returns false, filter will not keep that element in the array. So we could say, all right, if I is less than L, or if it's greater than R, keep it. Let's try that. There we go. Okay, so that's, I would say, probably the best way to do this one. Yeah, it feels the most natural. Unless there's something I don't know about, like a performance issue with filter or something like that, I think that's probably a good one. It's pretty clear. I think this would probably be clear to the reader. I'm not sure, but yeah, hopefully. Anyway, it's not the only way we could do it. We could also do something like return, and maybe this is a better way to do it as well. So .slice, and then Okay, what I was about to just do is this, but I think that's the exact opposite of what we want. Yeah, that's the part we want to take out, not the part we want to keep. So instead of that, we'll say dot slice going from 0 up to and not including L, and then we want to concatenate that. Dot concat we'll do for now. Maybe change it in a bit. Input array dot slice, and we want one that's going to start at r plus 1. It's going to go to the end. We don't need to give it a second argument. So let's do that, and that works. But remember, there's a way I prefer to concatenate these things, and it looks a little something like this. So keep in mind, if we do it this way, then we're actually going to have two like sub arrays, two parts inside here. We don't want that, so we'll put some spread operators in front of these. Good. Okay, cool. That's passing the test. That's good. It works. It's nice. We like it. Everybody's very happy. There's one more method I want to use here, one more strategy. So we're going to clear these. We're going to confirm that. Let's go back to the description just to, remind ourselves, keep our eye on the prize, so to speak. I want to use Splice for this one. So if you're not familiar with Splice, it can be actually quite a confusing one because it is a mutating method. It will change the array, but it'll also return something. So we could do something like return input array dot splice. And also the other confusing thing is a bit different in terms of syntax than something like a slice. So like for splice, we might think, yeah, okay, so L and then R plus 1, right? And if we return that, then we're gonna have a few surprising things. So first of all, it seems to be returning the part that it's cutting out and not returning the leftover part. So that's not exactly what we want. The other thing is, doesn't it seem strange that when we do R plus 1 here, it seems like it's including the next one as well. Like, shouldn't it stop there? Slice would have stopped there. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's a bit unexpected. In this case over here, this was to go from 0 to 2. So like we're supposed to take out these guys. I guess that part worked. But as it turns out, that's a bit of a coincidence. It's kind of strange though. Doesn't it seem strange how this one had stopped at the right spot, whereas in this case it didn't? Well, it's because this isn't like a left boundary, right boundary kind of situation. So it's not like slice. For splice, we specify where we want it to start, so the index where we want it to start, and then how many elements we want to remove. How many elements do we want to remove? Well, I guess it would be like L minus R plus 1, right? Because if L and R were right next to each other, then R minus L would be 1, but there would be 2 elements. So we do want to put the plus 1 on that. So let's try running that. Oops, accidental spacebar. Okay, good. So that's at least the part that we wanted to cut out there. Same with this. It's the part that we wanted to cut out for this one. Yeah, that's the part we wanted to cut out. So it's being pretty consistent about that. The thing is, keep in mind, when we do a splice, it's going to return the part that it cuts out. And I'm actually just going to console log this. That'll make it still run, but then it's going to run it and also display the output of it. Hey, come on. All right, but then what I want to return is going to be input array, which might seem a little strange, but as it turns out, that's passing the test. Because when we call splice, it modifies the array. So it takes this input array, it's going to take this part here, it's going to cut that out. That's the part I'm console logging, so it's kind of like, we've excised this part from the array. This is what gets removed. This is what's left behind. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I know this can be a really, really confusing one for a lot of people who aren't familiar with Splice, because it looks like the word is one character away from slice, but in terms of the action, it feels like it's very similar to slice, but it's not quite, like it has some meaningful differences. The fact that you were cutting out part of it and then also keeping part of it, the fact that it's mutating, the fact that it's not a range here, it's a starting point and a length. There's also other elements to keep in mind. We could give this another argument, like let's say cool, and then it's going to put that in where it cut the other stuff out, so it could be used to replace certain elements. I suppose we could have used it in that element to replace task that we did a few ones back, but I'm pretty sure we already did that one in like 6 ways, so probably okay not to. Is this going to work? Is that good enough? Yeah, it's good enough. Okay, cool.
So good. Yeah, I think we're good with this, unless anyone else wanted to see any other kind of strategies. Anyone had any suggestions? I think we're probably okay. So let's get out of here. And yeah, that's going to be it for today. So